and talk to you, I promise. Penny slowed the car, turned it to the left. Her long nails flashed red on the steering wheel. I can't stay here tomorrow, Addie said. Ma'am'll worry. Penny sighed, a soft, sad sound. Was she even listening? The car bumped along a rough track. Addie's stomach lurched. She chewed at the skin around her thumbnail. Where were they? A white light cut through the darkness, revealed a wooden sign on a tall pole. Penny leaned forward, slowed the car down. There we are, she said. They've left the gate open for us. We're here. 2. The farmhouse was huge, the biggest house Addie had ever seen. Wide windows threw yellow light onto a snow-covered courtyard. Smoke curled from tall chimneys into the night. The door opened as Addie and Penny approached, and a small woman in Wellington boots hurried across the yard to meet them. She was holding a jacket round her shoulders. Addie saw that she was wearing pyjamas underneath. You made it, she said. I was worried. The weather's really closed in since this morning. Hi, Ruth, said Penny. Sorry it's got so late. These roads. Not to worry. You're here now. That's the main thing. Ruth smiled at Addie. Let's get you both inside. She hurried them through the door into a long, bright hallway full of jackets, boots and bags. Come on into the kitchen. And let me have your coats, she said. I'll put them by the fire to dry. The fire in the kitchen was a real one, inside a huge brick hearth. Get it going a bit more, shall we, Addie? Ruth said, smiling again. She pointed to a wooden rocking chair by the hearth. Sit here when you're done, love. Warm yourself. But pop those trainers off first. I would. They look soaked. She bent down and poked at the fire with some kind of stick. Small red flames licked up around the logs inside. Addie watched them for a moment. She could smell smoke. It made her throat tickle. She stayed where she was, folded her arms across her chest. When you're ready, then, Ruth said. You take your time. She moved across to the table and lifted foil from a large plate. I've made some sandwiches for you both. She turned back to Addie, smiled again. And there's hot chocolate, too. I expect you'd like some of that, Addie. Penny, how about you? Perfect, Penny said. She put her briefcase on the table. Addie stared at it. She knew all about that briefcase, with its files full of secrets and lies. She looked away. She was freezing cold, even in Ruth's warm kitchen. Her toes felt as if something was biting them, and she was thirsty. Yes, she said to Ruth. Hot chocolate, please. Ruth smiled still more broadly. Good, she said. Won't be a mo. She shoved a shiny copper pan from the bench onto the stove and began to stir it. Addie stared down at her feet. Snow slid from her shoes onto the tiled floor and quickly melted there. She glanced up. Had Ruth noticed? She hadn't. She was deep in conversation with Penny over by the stove. Addie pulled at her wet laces, took off her trainers. She held them up for a moment. Where was she supposed to put them? Nobody had said. She pushed them out of sight, under her chair, clutched her damp coat collar closer around her neck. She looked around. It was the kind of kitchen you see in films, or in magazines at the doctor's surgery. Big tiles on the floor, big wooden furniture, big dark beams across the ceiling. There was an enormous fridge covered in stickers,